are coming through the new moon into a little waxing crescent, and as we were discussing this morning, we want to really stay connected to our practice, to everything that's going on, right? So sometimes I call this the spaces in between type of practice, where we're not just down here and up here, but we're focused on everything in between, the space between. So we're going to keep that in mind tonight. So shake out a little bit. And then find your way to mountain pose. Your feet firmly planted. And coming inside to see where everything is lining up in your mountain pose. Just feeling that. Standing on all four corners of the feet, they're really grounded. And just sensing the breath as it moves in and out. All right, so last week, if you were planting some seeds of intention as we move into the new moon phase, we're going to nourish them now with our breath. So inhale, float the arms up, making sure to pay attention to where everything is going. Press your palms together and bring your hands to your heart. Take your hands down by your side. So as you inhale, think about drawing nourishment up from the earth through the breath, coming all the way up, not missing a thing here. Press the palms together and bring those intentions to your heart. And one more time, nice and big and open. Sealing those intentions in. All right, we're going to bring the hands down and start to do some spinal movements. So let's take the feet wider than hip width distance apart and just let the knees and hips start to move around, loosening things up. We'll take some broad arm movements. So with the arms straight out from the shoulders, start to round forward, bring your fingertips to touch, and then bringing the arms back as the heart opens. So we're staying mindful here as we go forward, fingers touch, and open back. And the pace that you go at is your pace. That allows you to feel what's happening in the shoulders, in the back body, in the front body. And the next time you're forward, bring the palms of your hands together and come back to your heart space, straightening the legs. Good. And release and shake it out. All right, so we're going to take the hands in a ball here, it's like we're holding a ball of energy, and the feet are, let's turn the toes out so the knees have some place to go. And we're going to start tilting to the right. Take the left hand, well, this is to the left actually. Take the left hand over to the right, right hand over to the left. And then roll around that ball of energy and switch sides. Okay, and this is all we're doing, so just keep going, rolling through, finding the spots for you that you want to tilt into, and noticing just that whole journey. So we began by tilting to the left. So the next time you come over with your right arm reaching across the left at the upper part, just hold here. And then roll around your ball of energy until you're tilting back over to the right, left arm reaching. And bring it up, inhale, and just let it come down and up, nice and soft, just release. And up. All right, and bring it back now to slightly wider than mountain pose. Okay, and we're just going to do some soft twisting because we'll be doing other twists in our as we move through. So with the knees and hips kind of soft, the hands to the thighs, we just take the right arm up and back. And then we go to the left. So a very simple movement here, which allows you to feel into it, notice the whole journey of the arm as it goes up and back. What are the shoulders feeling? Does your gaze follow your arm? And the next time you go back to the left and return to front, you'll be even. And let's come back to mountain pose. See if you can feel your energy flowing a little bit here. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to do a little bit of opening balance here with soft forward folding. Inhale, float the arms up. Notice this is a journey, not so much a destination, right? And then exhale as you bend through the knees and hips, float the arms down. And as you start to come up, let your right heel lift. And float it down. And as you start to come up, let your left heel lift. Keep everything soft, float it down, and explore both heels lifting. See if that feels stable enough for you to continue with that. Take it down, heel or knee on the right. Take it down, heel or knee on the left. And once again, you decide, double heel or you're just alternating. Remember, it could be heel or knee, it could be double, it could be alternating. So this is just a way for you to stay connected, start to feel into your balance. So the next time you finish a round, which for you could be double heels or it could be just the left side if you're alternating. When you finish, come back to mountain pose and just notice how it feels now to have 2 feet firmly planted. What's going on? And we're going to grab a block and move close to something that you can have a little bit of support from. So it could be a wall, if you've got a wall nearby. It could be a chair. Something that's about, that you don't have to reach down for, okay? And we're going to come slightly closer than arm's length away from our support. Put the first foot on the block. So you've got the foot closest to the wall on the block, doesn't matter which side. And then you've got room for your outside foot to swing, so we can do some hip work here. So step onto the block. What that does is it takes the foot off the mat, so we have room now to swing the leg forward and back. Okay, and we don't have to worry about the swinging foot hitting the floor. All right. And now we're going to pause for a moment and take this outside foot in half an X. So it's forward on a diagonal and back on a diagonal. Forward and back. Yes. Two and one. Okay, and now we're going to come back to center here and do a hip cleaner. So we bend that outside knee, take the knee across, out, and behind. Across, out, and behind. And you can see why we have the support, right? So we don't have to worry about our balance. We can totally focus on the hip, clearing out any stuckness, making room for new intentions. So this supporting leg is getting quite a workout, isn't it? One more hip cleaner and step down and shake it out. All right, so you can turn around because you know what you're doing. You can move to the opposite side, or if you have a chair, move it to the opposite side. But you want to be, same thing, where your outside leg has plenty of room to move, okay? You're stepping your inside, now you're on your other leg, right? And step up and swing. So notice how this side feels in relation to the other. This is my tighter side tonight, so this side is like, thank you for finally getting to me. 3. Nice gentle swing here, 2. And come back to center. Now we're going to make that half of an X, so take the outside leg across and back. Half an X. And then come back, and we do the hip cleaners on this other side. Bend your outside knee, draw it across, out, and behind. Across, out, and behind. Loosening up. Good, and one more time, hip cleaner, and then step down. Bring both feet back to the earth, and just see how everything's feeling. Just feel into what just happened with the hips. How's the breath moving? Okay, and we're going to move to the back of the mat and work on some side planks. Okay, so side planks, it's a flow, and we want to get into the flow and not think so much about it, all right? So let's come to mountain pose at the back of the mat. Take a couple of breaths. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. We're going over the hip creases, over straight legs, and we're only going down as far as the hamstrings are letting us right now. Okay, now keep your legs straight and just shine your heart forward. The hands might rise up the legs a bit. Bend your knees and hips, bring the hands down, and walk forward to a plank. You could be knees up or knees down, and then come into downward facing dog. We bring the right knee down and spin open, knee down plank. Left arm is up. Left hand down, downward facing dog. So you're probably saying, yes, I know this. Okay, so let's go on the left side now. Left knee down, spin open, right arm up. Knee down, side plank. Right hand down, take it back to downward facing dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. And when you get here, be very aware of your feet in contact with the earth. Float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. Ready to go again? Float the arms up. Inhale. Notice the whole journey of the arms. And exhale, fold. How far you're folding? That depends on where your body is right now. Leaving the legs straight, shine the heart forward for your half lift. And then bend the knees and hips, bring the hands down, walk forward to plank. This could be a knee down plank. As always, it could be knees up. Take it to downward facing dog. Right knee down, spin open to the left. Do you want to extend your bottom leg? Do that. Left hand down, downward facing dog. Left knee down, spin open to the right. Keep your knee down or extend your bottom leg. What works best for you right now? Right hand down, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Okay, we're going to go through that one more time. Just roll through it. You know what we're doing. You know if you want to extend your bottom leg or if you don't. Okay, so let's just go. Here we go. Float it up. Swan dive, half lift, fine plank, down dog, side plank right, down dog, side plank left, down dog, and we're staying here in down dog. Now find the 4 points of your dog, even yourself out in between, and go ahead and walk your dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Press one heel down and hold. Switch sides. Press the other heel down and hold. Press both heels down and hold. And mindfully bring the knees to the mat and sit off to the side. Find seated mountain pose. Legs are long, feet are flexed. Spine is long. Inhale and exhale. All right, and let's shake it out here. Okay, so we're going to do some challenging core work, especially for the obliques. So let's go ahead and move into that. So go ahead and bend at the knees, take your arms forward, and slowly roll down. Slowly roll down. All right. So from here, we're going to start to move into a dead bug series. Go ahead and take, if you want to leave one foot down, you can. You know those various iterations, but otherwise take your knees to tabletop and take your arms up. So tabletop, think about it. The knees are right over the hips here, right? The arms are up. And we extend the right leg forward till that heel is just 2 inches off the mat, and the left arm is back 2 inches off the mat, and come back, knees up. Extend the left leg, heel is 2 inches off the mat, right arm is 2 inches off the mat, and bring it up. And just keep going through your dead bug, very mindfully, noticing what happens as the leg extends and what happens as the leg comes back. It's not just a woo, woo, woo. All right, we are paying attention, following the entire journey of the arm and leg and seeing what that does core-wise. What happens in the core when that happens? And we started with the right leg forward, left arm back. So the next time you have left leg forward, right arm back, bring it in and give yourself a little rest here. Okay, just hug in. See how everything's feeling. And we're going to try that with doubles. So we'll try it once with doubles, and then you can always go back to alternating. So here we go. 2 knees to tabletop, 2 arms are up, and we extend both legs and both arms, and bring it in. Now you decide, are you going to go back to right and left, or are you continuing with 2 legs and 2 arms? You have to do what's right for you here. Follow your journey. If you're going right and left, you're going to go until you're even on both sides. If you're doing doubles, do 1 more. And bring it in and rock side to side. Just massage the spine out a bit, bring the feet down to the mat and let the knees open and close. Now you might think to yourself, I've done dead bug before. How does this feel compared to other dead bugs? It was probably a lot slower, and so maybe it felt a little more intense, but that was our dead bug. Now we're going to do some oblique work with this. Okay, so we're going to take the knees back to tabletop here. Roll the shoulders and head up. The arms are shoulder distance apart. And take both hands over to the right. Take your knees a little more to the left. Okay? And now we're going to start to bicycle the legs as they're over to the left. Now see if you could add some arm action here. The shoulders and head are up. If the neck is bothering you, bring your shoulders and head down. All right, we're going to pull everything back to center, hug in, take a break. Raise 1 foot if you felt that was kind of challenging. Yeah, okay. All right, then let's do it to the left, shall we? Why, yes, we shall. Knees are in tabletop, shoulders and head up. Both arms come over to the left, both knees come over to the right, and we slowly bicycle, maybe even adding the arms. And 3, and 2, and 1. Oh, bring it in and relax. Bring your feet down. Take a nice breath here. And to counterpose that core work that we just did, we're going to just do a little bit of bridging. So bring your heels close to your hips. Your feet are hip-width distance apart. Okay? And pretend there's something in between your thighs that you're pressing them toward each other. They're not touching, but they're pressing toward each other. Palms are face down on the mat, and gently start to lift from the sacrum, the lowest part of your spine. Start to lift your hips up into a little back bend. And then slowly, slowly, slowly roll down. Notice what happens at the front of your body, especially at those front hip flexors, as you roll back up. So when we're sitting, those front hip flexors are at a right angle, they're shortening. As we lift now, we're lengthening through those front hip flexors. and we roll back down. All right, excellent. So now we're just going to take the right ankle across the left thigh, flex the right foot, and just give those hips a little more release here. Draw the legs in towards you, hold on to the shin, and move around side to side, back and forth. A little bit of a circle. And cross tightly at the thighs here. Hold on, maybe you have your ankles, maybe you have a different part of your legs. You're crossed tightly at the thighs, and then see how it feels to move around forward and back, side to side, maybe a little circle. Release, unwind, take your left ankle across your right thigh. We want the left foot flexed for sure. Bring your left shin in towards you and move around. And just notice how this side is feeling. Does it feel like one side is a lot different? Are they very similar? What is your experience tonight? And then cross tightly at the thighs and hold on to wherever you're holding and move around a little more. Great. We release, unwind, bring 2 feet to the mat. And this is a move we do a lot. We just kind of open and close the knees, right? But let's do it very mindfully. Notice as the knees start to open, and notice as the knees come back up. And just do that a couple more times. Follow the whole journey and what happens. All right, and now we're going to come to hands and knees. So if your knees like to have extra padding, make sure you put some extra padding under your knees. Inhale and exhale. Okay. And we're going to do some glute presses. Okay. Because at the same time when we're sitting and the front hip flexor is at a right angle and is shortening, the back, the glutes are flopping out. They're losing their tone. So we're going to tone them. So make sure your knees are padded and your wrists are under your shoulders or slightly forward. And if you don't like being on hands and knees, just go stand at the wall. Put your hands on the wall. And we're going to take the right leg back, bend at the knee, flex the foot, make sure that the core is engaged, make sure that the spine is long, and press up toward the ceiling. Press, glute press up. And 3 more, and 2, and 1. And bring that right knee down. Arrange yourself on the left side, left leg back, left knee bends, left foot flexes, and we press, and press, press, and press. 3, and 2, and 1, and bring the left knee down. Now take your hands a couple of steps forward, so we're not in a plank position, but the arms are just a little longer than usual. We're going to take the body in a big circle around in one direction. And just notice how things feel as you move through this. And then pause and take the body in a big circle in the other direction. then from here, find your way into your child's pose. And really notice in your child's pose, what things are you feeling? And from here, start to find your way to down dog, right? Pay attention to your entire journey. What all happens between child's pose and down dog? It's a whole journey. What do the toes do? What do the fingers do? What does the head do? And then find a way, feet to the hands. Hands to the thighs, half lifting. And exhale, fold. Squaring off the feet. Exhale, float the arms out and up. Yeah, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, so we're going to move into sun salutations, and we're going to do a low crescent lunge, this time with the arms back. So if you want some extra padding for your knees, make sure that's nearby. Find mountain pose at the top of your mat. We're going to go through this series 2 times. Okay, the whole series, right, left, and then right, left again. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Swan dive over straight legs and stop where you are being called to stop. Okay, it's about your hamstrings. Where are you? All right, keeping the legs straight, half lift, shine your heart forward. Now bend the knees and hips, hands down. We step back with the right leg. Find that lunge. Right knee down, point the toes behind, and then draw the arms back for your low crescent lunge. Okay, we've got that front hip flexor going again. Bring the hands down. Find your way to plank, knees up or down. And chaturanga. All right, we're going to work on locust, shalabhasana. The palms are face up, they're by your thighs. Your gaze is toward your mat. Your feet are about hip width distance apart, your legs. And then shoulders toward the ears, down the spine. Lift your palms, lift your heart. Let the head just go along for the ride on the spine. It's not being thrown back. And release. We'll do that one more time. We're keeping the feet down for now. And release. Find your way to down dog. So remember, this is a journey, right, from down to up. And when you get there, notice how things are feeling. Take your right leg up, step forward, left knee down, low crescent lunge, arms back. Yeah. Hands down, lift your back knee, and step forward. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. We're going right back down, so hands come through heart. Exhale, fold, half lift. Hands down, left leg back, lunge. Knee down, low crescent, arms back. Hands down, plank. chaturanga. Hands by your side, palms face up. Locust, top half of the locust, add the legs, bottom half, and release. And one more time, full locust, top and bottom, and release. Hands under the shoulders, down dog. Yes. Left leg up, left foot forward, low crescent lunge, back knee is down, hands are back. Hands come down, back knee lifts, feet to the top of the mat, half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. We're going to go through that whole set one more time, just feel through it, okay? All right, so here we go. Mountain pose. Inhale, float up. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Bring it down. Lunge right. Low crescent on the right, arms back. Bring it down. Find plank. Yep, knees up or down. You know what you're doing. Chaturanga down. And Shalabhasana, arms and legs. Locust. Hands under the shoulders, down dog. Same thing, just smoothing it out. Right leg up. Right foot forward, left knee down, low crescent, arms back. Hands down, back knee up, step forward, half lift, fold, float up. Hands come through heart center, we go back down. Half lift, take it down, lunge back left, low crescent, arms back. Take it down, plank. Chaturanga. Hands by your side, locust, arms and legs, locust. Hands under the shoulders, yes, looking beautiful. Take it up to downward facing dog. This is so graceful looking. Everybody looks great. Take a breath. Left leg up, step forward, low crescent. Take it down. Back knee up. Step forward, half lift, take it down, and one final time, float the arms out and up, palms touch. Hands come heart center, and just stay here with your hands at heart center, your feet grounded, and just feel that whole movement. All right, and then come back to mountain pose and shake things out. All right. Okay, so we're going to do a little brush hands center and then brush hands to the right and to the left just to loosen things up a bit. Take your legs wider than hip width distance apart. Turn the toes out. We're standing square on all four toes. Arms up, inhale. Knees over toes, brush hands like you're brushing down a wall. Exhale into your plie here, arms up. And just keep going. think about the entire movement down and up, what's going on for you. And the next time your arms are up, stay here. We're going to take this to the right. So turn your right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle, as though you were setting up for warrior two or triangle. And then go ahead and let yourself come over the right leg, the right knee bends, and you come up. So we're doing brush hands to the right. And notice how things feel as you move through this. And the next time you come up, stay up, turn your toes back out and brush hands forward 4 times down and up. And then leave your arms up and turn your toes to the left. So left toes to the left, right toes in at an angle, brushing hands over the left leg and up. And the next time your arms are up, come back to center and do just 2 brush hands down and up. And then bring your arms down and find a way to get your legs closer together. Start to shake things out. How are you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? All right, good. So let's go ahead and do a little wide-legged. We're going to do wide-legged downward facing dog and then a wide-legged ragdoll. So in wide-legged downward facing dog, we're going to come quite wide as though we were, doing a triangle or a warrior two, and face whatever way is going to make you happy in doing this, okay? Bring your hands to your hips, put your index fingers in your hip creases, keeping your spine straight and your hips over your ankles start to come forward. When you feel that you've gone as far as you're going to go, you can stop there. Just go as far as you're going to go. Now we do need the hands to come to the mat. So maybe your legs are still straight and your hands touch the mat, or maybe you've bent your knees, the hands are on the mat. We're keeping the heels connected to the mat. The heels don't come up. Start to walk your hands forward. And here's your wide-legged downward facing dog. So it's very individual where you are in this. And then start to walk your hands back. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up, take a breath, and then come the rest of the way up. Okay, and now we're going to float the arms up. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Once again, just going as far as you're going tonight. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Let the legs bend as you move side to side, releasing. It's a ragdoll, so let things go. Nod your head, yes and no. And as you bring your head to stillness, always end on a yes. And then bring your body to stillness at center. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up, take a breath here. And pressing through the feet, spine long, come the rest of the way up. and journey your feet together. What does that look like for you now? Is that heel toe? Little hop. Right, and start to release anything that's left to release, right? Your chance to just move around, find a sweater or whatever you need before we come down. Got my little lavender spray. Ooh, that smells really good. Shake things out, yep. And then when you're feeling right about it, come to the top of your mat, find your mountain pose, and just notice everything that's going on in your body now. And starting with the feet, are they grounded? How is your alignment in your mountain pose? What are your thoughts saying to you? And we're going to meet in down dog, which means we may separate at some point here. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Come to a half lift. Bring the hands down, and here you might go through a vinyasa, or you might just step back to down dog. If you've got a vinyasa left in you that you want to get out, go ahead. If you're going to down dog, just go to down dog. See how that feels. A little cobra back bend for your vinyasa is great here. And we'll all meet in down dog. And then we take the hips to one side, knees to the other. Just wiggle a little more. Release the spine. Come back to center. Mindfully bring both knees down. Sit off to the side. And find seated mountain pose. So typically when we think about focus and concentration, we also think about the Dhyana Mudra. So let's go ahead and turn the left palm up. Right palm sits on top of it, thumbs touch. And we sit nice and tall. And just review your practice. Just scan your body. See how things feel as you sit in a strong mountain pose. And when you feel, if you feel like your thoughts are starting to wander, just go ahead and press your thumbs toward each other, signaling to the mind, just come back right now. All right, and let's just release that and shake everything out. So we're going to do a little forward fold called Janu Sirsasana. Take your right foot to your left thigh, and if that is too much of an angle for your knee, let the foot come lower, more toward the left calf. Turn toward your left leg. Take your arms up. We're keeping the spine super long here, folding from the hip creases, reaching with the arms, and then just let the hands come down right where they belong. Keep your left foot flexed and keep your gaze towards your left toes. Now release, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to take the right foot one hand's width distance away from the left thigh, or once again, it could be further down the leg, more toward the left calf. Your left foot is flexed, toes are pointing up, left hand to the right calf, right arm up and back. Inhale, with a long spine, twist to the right. And take your gaze toward your right shoulder. Now you might find that your left elbow will come out to the outside of the right knee, okay? Or you may be more comfortable just staying the way you were. And then release, extend the legs, give the legs a little shake. We're going Janu on the other side, so we take the left foot to the right thigh or further down the right leg. Turn toward the right. overhead, and fold forward. Just notice what you're feeling here. Keep your spine long. Keep the fold coming from the hip creases. Don't worry about the hands touching the foot. The hands go where they belong with your body in the proper alignment. Okay, long spine folding from the hip creases here. Okay, we're not doing this. That's a recipe for a spinal problem. Gaze towards your right toes. And then lift up. Bring the arms down. That left foot is by the right thigh or calf, about a hand's width distance away. Right hand to the left shin, left arm up and back. Spine as long as you twist to the left. And maybe it's okay for the right elbow to come outside the left knee. Maybe that's not the right thing tonight, and you stay where you are. And turn your gaze towards your left shoulder and breathe. And then slowly release, straighten the legs, shake them out. All right, we're going to go ahead and roll down. Take the arms and the legs long as you inhale. Exhale, draw your knees in. We're in Apanasana here, holding on to the hamstrings or the shins, relaxing the spine. And then massaging the spine side to side. We're going to bring the left foot down and take the right leg straight up. As you recall, we did a lot of locust. That's a strong back bend. So we're going to put the hands around the back of the right leg, whether it's the right thigh, okay, or maybe the outside of the right leg, and press your leg into those hands to clear the spine. Press the leg away from you. Resist with your hands. And release. Once again, press into the hands. Press the leg away and release. Okay, go ahead and bend your knee. We're still holding on to the hamstring here or the side of the leg, and point and flex your right foot. Circle one direction and the other. Bring that foot down, bring your left leg in, take the leg up, hold on to the left hamstring or the side of the left leg, and press away, clearing the spine. Release, don't release your grip, just release the strong pressing, and now press back into your hands. And release. Go ahead and bend that left knee, point and flex the left foot. Circle one direction and the other. Bring your left foot down. Now, go ahead and take your arms out from your shoulders with your knees bent or in any position that feels restful to your spine. Extend through the fingers and make a gentle fist. Extend and wiggle into a gentle fist. And coming into that gentle fist, rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And leaving the arms long, let your head move side to side. And coming back to center, go ahead and check in with how your body feels. See what movements or realignments you might need to be making so that you can come into a super comfortable final relaxation position. Just working your way into something that feels great to you. Become aware of the earth underneath you, supporting you. Become aware of your ability to just let go. Nothing's going to happen because the earth is there for you. And then inhale. And take a nice slow exhale as you melt into your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Gently bring movement back to your body, moving your fingers and your toes. And on your inhale, extend everything nice and long. Exhaling, draw in and give yourself a hug. And find your way over to a side. Coming back up. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.